Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very simple look with a pop of color. I have blue eyeliner and then just very warm toned shadow. If you want to figure out how I do this look, just keep on watching. Hey guys, as you can see, I already have my eyebrows done and they are primed and set. So for this makeup look, I am going to be using the Morphe James Charles palette. And I'm starting off with the Morphe M504. And it's a big blending brush, and going in I'm going to start off with this warm toned brown, and this is the shade 10% off. And this shade I'm just going to go ahead and put it right in the crease, and this is going to be my transition color. Now going in first, I am just dipping my brush very lightly into the shade just because it is super pigmented, and then going back and forth just till I achieve the intensity that I want. So then I'm actually going in with the Morphe R38 and going in with the shade T, which is kind of more of a grayish brown, and this is just going also in the crease, a little bit lower than the last shade, and this is just going to deepen up the crease for us. And then just to make sure we have no harsh lines, I do go in back with the first brush, which was the M504, just to blend it out and help make everything look all smooth. Now I actually did want this look to be a little bit more warm, so I'm going in with a BH Cosmetics brush and grabbing the shade Rusted, which is kind of like a deep orange, kind of like pumpkin color, and that I'm just blending that color in right into the crease, right on top of where I had placed T. And then going back with the first brush, just again blending it out. So as you can see, it did warm up our look a lot. Now I'm going in with a packing brush. This is also by BH Cosmetics, and I'm grabbing the shade Punch Me. But this shade was a little bit too close to my skin tone, so I actually mixed Punch Me and T, and that is just going onto my lid. Just packing it on right onto my lid, and then again, we always want to go back, blend everything out so it looks seamless. So now that I finished the other eye, we're going to start with the eyeliner. This is Liquid Genius. This is by the brand called Liquid Genius, and I'm using the shade Blue Sapphire, which is this really pretty blue color. Now I'm starting off with the wing first, and then slowly bringing it in towards the inner corner of my eye. So if you guys have trouble with eyeliner, I do rest my elbow on my table, and this just gives me the support and my hands a lot more steady, just so we have those very clean lines. So now, because I did want the blue to be a little bit more vibrant, I'm actually going in with the shade Cola in the beginning, but I actually wanted it to be a little bit more bright, and Cola is a little bit more of a dark blue. So I ended up going in with the shade Playground, which is a lighter blue, and then just packing it on top of the liquid eyeliner, and it is still slightly wet, so it really grabs onto the eyeliner. And then just go after, I just went in with a concealer brush and cleaned it up, put on some mascara and some lashes. So we're moving on to the face now. I am starting with the Maybelline Hydrating Primer all over my face because my face currently is a little dry, so I like to put this under. And then going in with the No Pore Blem Primer just to fill in all my pores. I do have really big pores on my nose and my cheek area, mainly on my nose. So I am going in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation and the Born This Way Too Faced foundation. They're both in the shade Porcelain, but the Milani one is just a tad bit too light and the Born This Way is a little bit too warm. So I do like to mix them. And at first I go in with a brush. I'm using the Morphe M439 brush with a little bit of setting spray just to help me blend everything out. So I just go ahead and just buff it into my face at first, working it into the skin. And then you always want to remember to obviously go down your neck. So I did put a little bit of foundation down my neck, just because my shoulders is a little bit more pale, but my neck tends to be a little bit pink. So I like to make everything even, and I'm being very careful to go around my brows. I don't want to mess them up. It does take me about 15-20 minutes to do my brows. I'm very picky about the way I do my brows. So now I'm going in with my sponge. This is a Real Technique sponge. It is damp. Just making sure that there are no streaks from the brush that I just used, blending everything out. Once again, pushing it into my skin so everything looks flawless. So for my concealer, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. And I am in the shade C1. So I'm placing that under my eyes, around my nose, around my mouth, because I do have a little bit of darkness around my mouth. And then I did have 2 pimples on top of my lips, so I went ahead and added some to that. And then I also put some on my forehead. And then going back in with my sponge, I am just blending that out. So I believe I forgot to put concealer down the bridge of my nose, but whatever is left on my brush, I'm just going to, on my sponge actually, I'm just going to go ahead and add that. Make sure everything is blended out. And then I'm going to go ahead and set the concealer with the Too Faced Cocoa Contour palette. And I'm going in with the shade Light Cocoa. First making sure that the concealer has increased, and then grabbing a Real Techniques brush and packing the powder under my eyelids, around my nose since it does get oily, on my chin, top of my lips, and my forehead. So then on the rest of my face, I'm going to be setting it with the Maybelline Fit Me powder and using a big fluffy powder brush. I am in the shade 220, which is Natural Beige. So I forgot to show this part, but I actually did bronze. I used the Too Faced Cocoa Powder, Cocoa Contour palette again, using the medium cocoa, and I did bake using some loose setting powder by Maybelline, and here I'm just using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, using the 2 lightest shades and just contouring and contouring my forehead, my cheekbones, and my double chin, because we want to get rid of that, but it doesn't go anywhere. So I did use the Milani powder blush in the shade Tea Rose. And then I'm just going in with another powder brush, just removing all that baking powder that we had under our eyes and our nose and our cheeks. So I went in with the Cover FX palette using the warm toned highlighter. I'm using that just to add a bit of highlight to my face, because I do use 2 very matte foundations. So I'm just using that to make my face not so matte, add some dimension. And now I'm going in with the Artist Couture highlighter. Now this is my first time using an Artist Couture highlighter, and I actually really liked it. This is in the shade Purple Dream. I actually want to buy more of these because I really liked. A little bit goes a long way. So if you guys know of any shades that you like, or you think would look good with my skin tone, let me know, because I am thinking about buying a few more. I really got into this highlighter. I couldn't resist. I put it everywhere. I put it on my Cupid's bow, the tip of my nose, and down my bridge. And I almost never highlight my forehead, just because I do have a slightly bigger forehead. But I actually did highlight my forehead just because I was really in love with this highlighter, so I pretty much just wanted to put it all over my face. So now we're gonna go ahead and finish the under eyes. I'm going in with the shade Brother, which is a dark blue, just on a small brush, just putting it in the outer corner, and then I did blend it out with a fluffy brush, and I'm using the shade Playground to go ahead and blend that out. And then I went back in with Brother on that small brush again, just because I did lose some of that color when I blended it out. And adding some mascara to my bottom lashes and some setting spray, and we're done. Hey guys, that is it for this look. It's just a very simple, you don't have to be precise about where you put the shadow, because the focus on this look is actually the winged liner. Thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and leave me comments on what other looks you want to do. Thank you so much for following along with this look today. I actually really liked it. I like that pop of color with spring now. You know, you want to do something a little different, and the blue eyeliner is definitely, you could always switch it up, do like green eyeliner depending on your eye color, but I always feel like green and blues are really pretty, but it will also look really pretty with like a purple eyeliner or even white. So go ahead and try it out. If you do recreate this look, go ahead and tag me on my Snapchat, not my Snapchat, on my Instagram, and I'll go ahead and take a look, and I'll post the ones that I really like. Bye, see you next video.